All right, now let's create our ad set. What we do in ad sets is we're setting our targeting, our daily budgets, and we also just connect our pixels in there with a touch of a button if we have those available. So let's go ahead and get back in the Ads Manager. All right, so we're back in Ads Manager. We're coming up here to create. We already have our campaign objection chose. Let's say that we chose engagement. Now we're here to the ad set level. Now this is where we are literally going to take all the data that we gathered from Facebook Analytics, Facebook Audience Insights, and even the data you may have recorded on your task sheet. Now we're just taking that data and we are going to plug it right in to our ad set. So here we'd name it. So I believe our first example was, a physical fitness. Now to budgets. So you can start anywhere from $5 to $25 at first, depending on how confident you are in your initial targeting and your setup. Feel free to start at $25 a day. That's what I typically start all my ads out with. But no problem, start at $5 a day for a week, then bump it up to 7 or 10 and then 15. It is okay to start small and then to study the data and improve from there. Coming down here to start date, this is where you can choose when you want it to start. So really the best days to start an ad is on Sunday or Monday at like 7 or 8 a.m. You really want your ad to have that full 7-day period to gather those engagements, especially the initial engagements. And as we've said, the learning phase takes 7 days. And at the beginning of the week is when most of all the traffic is on social media, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday, it's peaking and it's going down till we hit the weekend and it starts to pick back up. So always start your ads at the beginning of the week. I'd say Sunday or Monday at around 7 or 8 a.m. So we could go Sunday here and we are going to go with 8 a.m. You could set an end date here if you wanted. You just turn it on and select it. Now here to our audience. And this is where we're actually plugging in the data in the task sheet and all the other data we gathered from the databases. So if you had a saved audience, right? If you made that audience and you saved it, you're going to go ahead and find that here in saved and click it. That's simple. But if you didn't and you want to go ahead and create that audience now, you'll click create new audience. It should be automatically selected. If you had any custom audiences where you had made, from a source, a list, or page engagements or video views, or you had a lookalike audience, you'd be able to choose those here. But I remember we really went into this detailed targeting, right? So we're going to go ahead and edit this. We started with physical fitness, right? As an interest. And then we also had an age group that was pretty high, right? So maybe we said, 28 to, I believe it was 54. We were targeting both genders. So look over here to the right. You see how it's giving you an estimated potential reach? Like these are how many people are currently in the demographics that we have chosen, okay? So we want to get this number down because that 54 million is kind of a big place to start. So one thing we could do is come here and narrow this audience. I believe one thing we did have on there was healthcare and medical services. So we see here that include people who match this and also must match this work industry. So now we can see that number has gone down, right, to only just over 1 million people. So one thing we also said to keep detailed targeting expansion on, and when we do, that should also increase that number. So this just went up to almost 2 million people now. So maybe we want to start adding some more people in there. We want it a little bit bigger. So now we'll just click suggestions and okay, management, that'd probably be a good one. Administrative services, that'd probably be a good one. All right, now we're just over 5 million people. That's a decent size audience to start off with. You see how it says here we're kind of broad? So we could even get more specific if we wanted. But let's say that this is a great place you believe to start off with. Now what we do is we come down to our placements. All right, now what are placements? It's simply the places on Facebook, Instagram, or their connected sites that we are going to display ads. So here's the truth. I always recommend using automatic. And then when we get to creating the ad, we will then make sure we have the right creative for each area it'll serve, right? Because videos in the news feed could be sized differently than ones in a story or on Facebook right column. So if we didn't do that, and let's say we wanted to do manual placements, let's go ahead and look here at all these different places I actually just mentioned, right? So we can show our ads in the feeds, in stories, in stream, in search, in article and apps and other sites. Now you can go ahead, you could turn them off by platform if you wanted this way. But let's talk about this for a second, because I do believe, again, you should just kind of leave this on automatic. But there are some cases where maybe, you're just serving a video, that's all you have, and you only wanted to show it in feeds. So you would leave feeds on, and you could turn in stream and search off, or in article off. Keep in mind though, that these ones here, in article and apps and other sites, particularly this bottom one, if you turn these off, it can actually raise your cost, because they like to be able to distribute it across multiple platforms. It's just going to help just drive your cost per clicks down because of that spreading out. So I recommend, even if you're using manual placements and you only wanted it in the feeds or one of these other areas, still leave this on, okay? And you can, again, experiment without it. Always test. I don't want you to come back and say you did what I said and it didn't work. Try both. But that is my initial recommendation. So most of us are coming up here to automatic. And as we said, our optimization and delivery is set already, because we're not going to be using any other bidding strategy. So we are done with the ad set level, and we can go ahead and move on to the ad level. But before we do so, let's go ahead and go over a few other examples. So let's say this time we go to lead generation. And now we're in the ad set level. So first thing, we're going to name our ad set. So if this was for that small business targeting, we'd come here and we'd name it that. Now, we can optimize in lead generation for either a form or a call. Now, this is totally up to you, but I do like to use our instant forms where we can gather information from leads. It's really quick and easy. It's right from the ad. It's on the same platform. You're not having to send them somewhere else. And that centralized just system works very well. So I like to use the instant forms. Now keep in mind, if you do want to use this, you're going to have to accept the terms. And it's just, again, if you're generating leads, they want you to know that you are official, you're doing it the right way. So for this account, actually, I have not run any leads, so I would need to go view the terms and then accept it. So that is what you would need to do. Now, if you were running a catalog, guys, you can connect this to a catalog if you want to drive leads from a catalog where you're displaying things like maybe for housing, right? You're displaying different floor options or different apartments available. That may be in a catalog you have, and so you could choose that here. Most of us just leave that blank, right? We're not using it. So daily budget and audience, they all run exactly the same, even in this type of ad set. You're going to go ahead and plug in all that data and how you would like to have your targeting. Set your placements how you want. This is set, and we are done with it. We are ready to go on to ads. Now, one more example using the conversion campaign objective. So now let's say we came and we chose conversions. And we are coming to the ad set level. First thing is we would name it. Let's say this is a local audience and you're going to be video testing in this ad set. First thing you do is come and choose the type of conversion you want the system to optimize for. So if we're using our website, that means we also have our pixel that was tracking that data. So you'd come here to pixel and choose the pixel for the website that you're sending people to. Next, you're going to choose the conversion events. Remember, we set our events for our page views, our add to carts, and our purchases. So if you wanted to come down and optimize for, say, people who add it to cart, you'd come here and click add to cart. Or if you wanted to optimize for the purchases, the people who actually purchase, you'd click purchase. Or if it was just people who landed on your home page, you know, it was just a view content set up in your home page, you would use that. Now, something to keep in mind here is that if you choose the purchase objective, again, many of us are not getting those 50 conversion events for our accounts within that 7-day period. It may come up here and tell you your ad set may get 0 purchases because of that. But do not fear, you can still get your ads to serve. It's just not going to be learning as well, and that's why you want to shoot for more, you want to do more. But conversions is a main key objective we'll be choosing. Don't get scared by this. You would literally just continue. You'd click next, and now we're going to go ahead and create our ad. And now quickly, let's say we chose catalog sales, and we're at the ad set level. We would name it, and we would go ahead and choose which catalog we wanted here. So once you had chosen the catalog or product set that you had, you are going to go ahead and set everything else the same way. But now here in our audience field, we actually have this automatic feature where we can retarget our ads to people who interacted with our products. So that is an easy way to be using your catalogs to both hit new people and to even remarket. So if we wanted new, we'd go ahead and click find prospective customers, and then we could plug in all our detailed targeting here. Or again, if we had our custom audience, we could add them here, lookalikes and custom. And then everything else is virtually the same, and we could go ahead and move to our ad level. And if you're ready for that, go ahead, move on to the next video where we are going to create our ads.